Drop a bomb, 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 bomb.
Back with a vengeance. KG's back with an entrance. Big up to those in attendance.
Look at this.
Reds come together like Tetris. No rules, this one's reckless. KG, this one's crazy.
You're too lucky this.
None can compare with the KG Don. Better take cover when he drops that.
Bomb,
Going
bomb.
on reckless, trust it's on. It's that time when he drops that.
Bomb, bomb. I said drop a bomb, Dad.
Hello, people. Hello, good morning, delegates. What's going on? Obviously, it's your boy Joe today. KG told you he wasn't going to be here, and plus, you saw me on the thumbnail already, so you know it's me. You know it's me. It's just Joe, not just Joe. It's just Joe. Okay, people. I want to ask you guys a question today. With all the fabrication talk that's been going around lately, you know, the likes of Mark N clearly having an agenda for the likes of Ahmad. I want to know what players you think are going to survive under Amorim, because I would also like to talk to the likes of Charles as well, who said, he said Hojlund weren't going to be nothing. And then yesterday, I think he was trying to, anyway, I'm not going to say what I was going to say, but yeah, now he's trying to change his flip-flop maybe on the whole Hojlund subject, but let's find out. I want to know what these delegates are saying. Good morning to all of you in the chat already. Good morning, let's say D Luffy. Good morning, MA, Manesh, RY92, Yale, Nigel. Big up to all of you in here right now. Guys, please, if you're just getting in, make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you also go check out my channel sometimes, Backhand Entertainment, and go to put go and subscribe on there too, guys, because we've got some new content coming out this week. But guys, let's get into the show right now. I want to know who you think is going to survive under Amorim. Number one on my list, I think, is going to be up for resurgence, and I might sound a little bit Mark Ennish today, but Antony. I actually think Antony's going to do something. Antony will do something under this new manager, Antony, Ahmad. I think there's a couple of people who we think are already showing signs of competency under this new system. The likes of Ahmad look like he's already ready to shine. And I think while he trials out new players, the thing is, with the likes of Luke Shaw, he's likely to get game time as long as he's fit. He's a good player, but will he be there? That's the only question I have for him. Will he actually be there? And I hope he doesn't get a second. That's one player. I'm going to have to say this right now. It might sound like an agenda coming from me in it, because I hope he doesn't get, even if he plays well, I don't want him to have a second chance. I don't want him to have a second chance on this manager. Use him up right now, get rid. And Rashford's a difficult one for me as well. I'm like that with the Rashford situation. I'm not quite sure if I want him to do well. Actually, I can't say that. Sorry, that sounds stupid. I want him to do well. Yeah. But even if he does do well, do I want him to stay? Because I've seen so much of his inconsistencies over the last 3 to 4 years that I'm just kind of done with the whole situation with Rashford. It doesn't even look like he's trying hard enough anymore. He tries for a little bit, then gives up. His tank only runs for 10 minutes now. It used to be like half a match. Now it's only 10 minutes. It's getting worse and worse every season. So I don't know where I stand with that guy. Xerxes, boy, that one's up in the air. I know he's a new talent, but also, is it talent? Is it the level of talent we need at Man United? Nah, I'm not sure. That's one thing I'll have to say. Yeah, that's another guy that I'm not sure about. But I want to hear from the likes of Charles today. I want to hear from the likes of Mark N. We've got a couple callers in there right now, so let me try and bring some people in. Yo, Infrared, what's going on?
Good, my bro? What you telling me,
Like
family?
you're getting ready. You look like you're getting ready to rob the place, fam. What are you coming in, bro?
Bro, you know what, yeah? I'm not gonna lie, fam. You see, yesterday, yeah, I done a madness.
Bro, what happened?
I come here on a madness, fam. I had to sit down.
How do
You know what? I had to go and do like that Nas tune, sit with my thoughts. And I was like, bro, you actually went on the KG channel and done madness, fam.
you
I
said
was like,
what?
yo.
So hold
I
on.
had to sit with my thoughts.
Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere.
I'm not going nowhere, you know. I'm
Make
owning
sure
it,
you
though.
know. Because I
I'm
want to
owning
know.
it.
You got full
I'm
screen
owning it.
right now. Yeah.
I'm full
You got,
screen, yeah. I'm
yeah.
owning it,
So,
bro.
so what
I'm
are you
owning
saying? Then?
it.
What are you saying? Are you backtracking? You're apologizing, or you're doubling down?
No, I got to apologize to them, man. Then still,
Okay, go on then.
I
Tell
moved
me,
them.
tell me when you're ready.
I'm
Start the
ready.
apology now.
I'm ready.
Go,
I'm ready.
go.
Yo, man, them delegates, United fans.
Don't stop now.
Yo,
Don't
bastards.
stop now.
You know what?
Don't,
Bring it.
you have to
No,
apologize.
I apologize for my absolute mad talk yesterday in regards to the flipping referee, Coots. Man said, let man live. Let man die, bro.
Let man live where, fam? No, well done to you though for apologizing.
Man
Oh,
live. No,
sorry, I
I
didn't mean to take
apologize.
you
I
out.
apologize. I apologize. You get me?
I tell you this right now, bro. Yeah, that when you said that yesterday, fam, you had Bear Man sweating. Pause on that one, yeah, yeah. But you had people losing their heads straight, bro. I was like,
But
is this
I
man
lost my head.
serious?
I must have lost my head still. I can't lie. I
You
must have
came on
lost my
some
head.
romantic. You came on some romantic yesterday, and he was like, "Yeah, man, just let man do whatever he wants to do, fam. Just let him do whatever."
Black man,
I'm mad.
I was moving like a criminal myself. I was doing criminal activities, cuz. But
Hey,
no,
listen.
we take that one back still. We take that one back.
All right, we appreciate the apology. Then we'll let that one slide. Yeah. All right,
Yeah,
so go then. Let me ask you this question. Let's start the timer. Bam. Hey, look, got timer again. What?
my
Hey,
God.
anyway, so talk to me. What we saying about the players that you think will survive in this system under Amorim?
Do you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I didn't get to watch the match last night, yeah, because I was doing something. But from what I think Mason Mount will survive
What do you
this.
think? Have you ever at least seen the highlights?
Yeah, I saw the highlights. I think Mason Mount looked like he had a decent game. Um, I think you know what? I think Rasmus might surprise a lot of people in the system that my man wants to play. You know, he got 2 goals last night.
Always
He's done
believed
it
in him.
before as well. Hmm?
I always believed in him. I always
No,
believed in
no,
Rashford.
no, 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 no.
I
I
mean,
think
sorry,
sometimes
sorry, Rasmus, not Rashford. Rasmus in
no,
Rasmus.
Rasmus. I think sometimes we've been a bit too harsh on him still, but I think he'll come through. Um, Garnacho and Bruno. I think Bruno survives off the back of being Bruno. You get me? But I think Garnacho is hit and miss. Like he could potentially survive, but also I can see it going the other way as well. But
This is what
people
I'm
like
saying.
people like Rashford ain't got no chance, in my opinion.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he's got no chance. I don't
You
think
think
he
we can
survives.
actually get rid of Rashford though? Do you think we can actually get rid of Rashford? The amount of fees
Yeah, I
he's
think
on.
we can,
Where's he gonna go? Who's gonna want him? If we
bro.
announce
I
that
don't
we
know.
want to get rid of Rashford, who's gonna buy him?
Someone will, bro. There'll be teams that want a Rashford. There'll be teams that will be like, you know what, we're gonna offer Rashford an escape route because they can see whatever talent that they've seen in the past, innit? So he might be good for another team, bro.
I mean,
It might be good for him to step out of
he
Manchester and
might
go
be good
for
for them.
someone else.
It's the amount of money that I'm talking about though that it will take to get him. Like what will we be
Yeah,
selling him for as well?
yeah, that's the problem with football these days, isn't it? But then what else do you want to do? Run down his contract and let him go for free?
That's what he wants to do. He looks
But
very
then,
comfortable doing nothing.
well, then don't play him. If that's what he's on, he's not in good form anyway. Just don't play him, bro. Play people that are hungry and want to play and want to show that they want to have a future at this club. Every time Rashford comes on the pitch, bro, he don't even look like he wants to be there, bro. So what's the point, fam? What's the point? If I'm a manager, yeah, and I see that type of attitude, like we heard it already. Amorim said it the other day. He was like, "Oh, Rashford has to want it for himself." Every time we see him, bro, can we collectively come as a community and say in one word, Rashford wants it today? We can't even collectively
I
say
can't
that, bro. That's what I'm saying.
honestly.
So if I'm a manager and I'm looking at that player and I'm looking at his attitude and I'm looking at how he approaches games and that, I'm thinking, well, boy, he's not grabbing the opportunity like he's a Manchester boy. He's a Man United boy, born and bred. Like, you should be the one on this team. You should be captain, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? By all right,
I
you
don't
should
even.
be. Like, it should
Rumors
be
were that
important
someone,
captaincy for
Ollie,
you, fam.
bro, Ollie offered him the captaincy. There was rumors that Ollie offered him the captaincy, and he said he didn't want it, fam.
But that's what I'm saying. So you don't want to be there, fam. Go and play somewhere else. Run down his contract then, innit, and let him go for free. Like, don't play that guy. Like, do you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna put you something on. I'm gonna put you on something. I heard a podcast where Culture Cam was talking. I can't remember. I think it might be Fuku Fellas or something. And he said they bumped into a Manchester City player on the train, yeah. And they was talking about Man United, and they said there's a player in that team that you can't win with, but he didn't want to say the name. And I think it's Rashford, bro. I think it's Rashford. That's my time, but that's all I'm gonna leave you.
He
with
said
still.
what?
Yeah, take from that what you will, bro.
Big up infrared, bro. Always trying to leave on a madness. I see this, but you know what? If that is the case, I believe that there's more than one. I believe there's more than one player that you can't win with in Man United right now. I don't think we can win with the likes of Luke Shaw. I don't think we can win with the likes of Marcus Rashford. I don't think we can win with the likes of who else? Harry Maguire. Even though he's been all right on the last spell, he was all right. He was coming back into form. But for me, there's quite a few people still here that we can't win with. Let's answer the next caller. Let me go to Josh first, and then I'll go to Yo. Yo, Josh,
Yo, how
what's
we
going
doing,
on, bro?
man?
How are you
Good, good.
doing? Did you hold on? Actually, 1 second before you hold on. Whoa, hold on. Yo,
Yo.
did Josh get the ban yesterday? I was unsure, or did we just allow him in the end because of the attack on him from Uncle?
I think we have to allow him in it. I think we have to
I think
allow
we're
him
gonna
because
plan.
if Uncle didn't do his madness, I think he may have got a
Yeah,
ban still, but I think he's good. Bring him back.
but I'm gonna allow him. Yeah, let's allow him for today. Yo, Mr. Grealish.
You guys thrive off banning me on this channel. You know that, right? You
Who's
guys
this
thrive.
like? We thrive on chaos, fam. Yeah, certain people just it's
True,
our
true,
love
true.
language. No homo. You know what I mean? But that's how
True.
we love. That's how we love. We sin bin.
Sure, sure.
But anyway,
So
talk to me, bro. Who do you
I
think is
missed
gonna
it.
survive under the system?
You know what? I'm actually gonna try and speak on this topic, but I don't think will be able to survive this system. But I think he should, right? Because I'm going to talk about a player that I think I was actually going to put 5 coins on as well. I never got to make that
Okay.
video, so I never got to speak about it. But I
All
want to
right.
talk about I want to talk about Antony.
Oh, okay. Let's
Yeah,
talk about
yeah, yeah.
Anthony because I
So I
I got some coins
first
at
of all,
Anthony as well. I got coins at Anthony too, bro.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think
So
Anthony will do well.
I feel like so yesterday's game was all right. I didn't think we played a great game, but the signs were there, obviously, right? I think we did really well. I'm glad we got the win as well, so that's a good thing. The thing about Anthony is like the way he takes players on, and he gets to actually do a lot more in this system as compared to Ten Hag system. I think he's like a kind of player that will actually thrive in the system. So I actually kind of liked what Anthony was doing last night, and the worst part about it is it's kind of bittersweet because I feel like he's the for a player who works in the system. I feel like he might be sacrificed because we need funds. So
Well,
that's
maybe. Look, it's their fault. You know, the thing about Anthony is, yeah, he needs to output more because of the wages he's on and the price that we paid for him. And that's the only problem. Yeah, because he's got such a big price tag in his head and his wages went from literally nothing to everything. I don't understand why they did that. Yeah, that was a crazy move. Yeah,
Hmm.
I think that's the reason why he might be subject to being
to
released.
yeah
Yeah,
to
because that I think would be the
the thing
main
is when
reason.
the thing is when we bought him, my take on Anthony and has consistently been the price tag is not his fault. If he was like 35 or 40 mil, nobody would be complaining about him. That's what I think.
Exactly.
So the price tag was never his fault, and that was always my opinion on him. And now whenever I saw him play, even in Ten Hag
Yeah.
system, I felt like there was a little more tech to our team. There's a little bit more creativity. He holds the ball more. Obviously, the defensive work is there as well. But I feel like in this system, he's going to be able to contribute. If nothing more, at least he will be contributing to the system. So, you know, unfortunately, I feel like he's going to be the guy that's not going to survive in this just going into next season, because apparently we need funds and we need to sell and buy, right? So that's my
You know
only
what?
issue with it.
Just for a bit pushback on that, I'm going to bring Courts in here because he has a different opinion to both of us. So you was kind of disappointed in him yesterday, Courts.
There was a few good runs that he did, but the thing is, he's so predictable in terms of he's going to do the jinky run inside. He slows the ball down a lot because he'll get the ball, and then for some reason, Josh, you might not know this dance, but there's a dance in Jamaica called Logon, and he's doing a Nolinga. Why are you not lingering with your foot? Why are you not lingering all the time, brother? He's doing a Nolinga, shaking his leg. That's what he's doing, and then he passes the ball. But I'm like, bro, I knew you were gonna pass it anyway. And if you see if you see Malacia got loads of the ball in that first half. That's because Malacia was keeping his width.
Yeah.
Antony was creeping inside a little bit more, therefore wasn't getting as much of the ball. And when he did, it's like, I'm not big man. I'm fed up with you cutting the ball on and doing that floated cross that didn't even reach no one.
Never gets to anybody.
Okay,
That's
look,
what he.
okay, look.
He needs to work on his crossing.
The thing about it is we have to keep the same energy for all the players that you're giving a fresh start to, right? First things first.
Who said no? But this is what I'm saying. We're not giving fresh starts to I don't know about you, bro, but not everybody's getting a fresh start with me. That's what I said at the start of
That's
this.
fine,
Bro,
even if
like,
they do well,
Antony ain't getting no fresh start. Man cost 80 million, is on 200 grand a week, and I've not seen anything outside of the Arsenal game to make me think he's a good player.
First things first, like that's the only thing is I've only put five. That's the thing. Like I've only put 5 coins on him because of the fact that going into next season, we're gonna have more games, and if Antony can play the championship games and the maybe I don't know which other games except for Europe, I think we're fine because if he's a squad player. Because
so would you keep him in the squad then for next season?
I will definitely keep him in the squad, especially if you don't have a replacement, because Ahmad is already our first player. So I'm fine with Ahmad being the first team, right? But
I'm not keeping him if he doesn't do well this season, though. That's what I'm saying. He has to do something this season to warrant keeping him.
Of course. Based on the context of our conversation from after last night's game, if he does perform well, we keep him. If he does not, then obviously he's going to be sold. That stands as a fact. So that's not something I'm going to defend, right? I have to be fair. So having that in mind, I think but what my whole point was that even if he does perform well and he's playing the way he's playing right now, I still think he gets sold. So that's what I'm saying.
And that's a good, bro. Like, the thing is, let's name the good Antony games. Let's name the good Antony. I'm gonna say that Chelsea game we lost 4-3. He played well that game. The Chelsea game we lost, or was it 3-2 when they scored those 2 late goals?
Yeah.
The Arsenal game in his debut.
In fact,
that's two.
Somewhat that season, and even in the championship game.
Oh, I've got one more. Barcelona, when he came on second half, he played well that game. That's 3.
Yep.
Let's see if the chat got anything else. Any other one? Yeah, this is Barcelona.
Even some of the Carabao Cup games, he didn't score. He scored 1 goal. I don't know against who, but there were some games that he played pretty decently in terms of holding the width and getting the ball and all that. But I feel like Amorim will be able to coach him a little bit more to get more output out of him. If not, he can be sold. It's not a problem. Like, it's not a big deal.
That comment he scored a man against Man City when we lost 6-3. That comment that said about him at left wing back, that might be better because it means that he's not going to do the whole cut inside thing constantly.
And he'll be using his left foot to cross, hopefully, as well. Do you know what I mean? So,
I just don't. He's just like, let's be real, yeah. He is arguably one of the worst transfers in football history. When you look at the contract, how much we paid for him, the fact that we could have got him for like 30 million at the start of the transfer window, but I said, nah, that's too much money, and then decided to pay 80. Then we decide to give him 200 grand a week when he was on 30 or 40 or something. It's just a bad transfer.
Okay,
and I agree with you, coach, because that's the thing. I agree with most part of it because all of that was the previous regime, and we made a lot of mistakes with the previous regime. So if the new one
Okay,
wants to sell,
guys, I think
if the new one wants to sell
I think
Antony, let me
what a
finish.
lot of us what Josh so I think what you're trying to do here is we are trying to excuse a lot of bad performances. Um, no offense. Now there is one thing talking about his price tag, how much he was bought for. But just for the sake of this argument, just forget about the price tag. What has Antony done in Man United as a player? Just forget about the price tag. You understand? Because I think the people use the price tag as an excuse both ways. Forget about his price tag. Oh yes, it cost this amount. Drop the price tag aside. We've had players that cost cheaper than Antony, and when they didn't perform in Man United, we criticize them. And then when it's time to criticize Antony, we then say, oh, maybe his price tag is no. Even if Antony was bought for 30 million, if he's doing bad, I will criticize him. People are criticizing Malacia, and Malacia was cheap. So it's not because of his price tag. Antony has been poor. And yesterday's match, I don't see anything spectacular that Antony did in that match. He did nothing spectacular in that
Anything to
match.
say on that, Josh? Josh, anything to say back to Uncle?
I mean, nobody's disagreeing the fact that he didn't play spectacular, but he played a decent game. And his first game
It
under
was not
Amorim.
decent. It was not. And I will tell you this. I was one of the first people who came in. I was one of the first people who came in and said, I can see Antony come back to form as a wing back. I was one of the first people who advocated for Antony doing well as a wing back. But if you're going off the game he played yesterday, he still has a long way to go. Now, will he improve between now and the end of the season? Probably.
Adding to the fact that Amorim might even play him left wing back. So I'm kind of open to those conversations right now, only for this season.
But then you see what we are trying to do. We are trying to shoehorn a 150 to 200,000 pound a week player. We are trying to shoehorn him into positions just so that we prove a point. Why are we trying to move him? It's the same thing we're trying to do to Rashford, and people said stop moving Rashford around. We've done it in this club before, where in order to try and look for a player's strength, we try and move them, and then we realize, you know what, this player doesn't work, but then it's too late. Why are we now trying to, okay, if he doesn't play well as a winger, we move him to a wing back, right wing back. If he doesn't play well on the right wing back, we try him at the left wing. Sell him if he doesn't play well. What is this position change?
That's what I said. You were only going to give him this season. That's all I said. I don't know what you're making a big deal out of this for. To be honest, like the thing is, I said we give him this season, we see what he does, and if he doesn't, he gets sold just like every other player. So
I think they will sell him anyways. I think they will sell him, and I say this because I asked the question in United View, and I will ask it here. Maybe that will bring up the next conversation. My question was, when Lenny Euro comes back, where does Mazraoui play? Because Lenny Euro is supposed to be that left centre back position, that left for centre back position, the back three. He's supposed to play at the left. If he plays there, the likelihood is Mazraoui gets moved to the wing back, and if Mazraoui gets moved to the wing back, Ahmad might be moved into the middle. So long term, where does Antony actually play?
On the bench and in practice.
Then why are we having a 150,000 player play on the bench?
Because he's not good enough, Uncle. But can I just make one point before I need to go because I got work. Uncle, I agree with you. He was average yesterday. I didn't see anything out of him. Malacia looked okay. Obviously, he got beaten for pace. He's been out for 2 years. I don't think his ceiling's high enough anyway. Realistically, Mazraoui is going to be that right wing back because, like you said, Euro is that right centre back. So Mazraoui moves to the right wing back. I realistically think our best front three as it stands is Mount, Ahmad, and Hojlund. Those three. Because Mount Mount and Diallo are good in tight spaces.
No,
And also
Mount
double
can press, and Hojlund can press.
I'm sorry. How
And
do you know what's our best front and all that? Bro,
I'm
we
just
played
basing
two
it.
games.
Bro,
Two
this is
games.
all
We can't be
hypothetical
saying this.
conversations.
You man are doing too much. We're trying to shove in some scrub. Let's play him at left wing back. Not that we only paid 80 odd mil for this guy. Let's play him at left wing back. Oh no,
I don't want to play him at left wing back.
Let's make predictions on what's our best team. Jesus,
So
give
why
me the wobble, man.
Joe, end the video then. We're not supposed to talk. End the video. Let's not talk. I thought that's what we're here for.
Ending the video. Like you can't say that what's our best forward after two games.
That's what I think, Dave. It's a prediction. I'm not saying it's facts. It's a prediction.
You just say what he thinks.
Well, you said
That is his opinion.
That's what he
And
said.
that is what the video is about.
It's giving opinions. I'm giving my opinion on what I think, and I'd happily be proven wrong.
Based on yesterday.
Cook your water, bro.
Basically, guys, just don't explain how you feel about the team. Just keep it simple. Don't talk about anything in the future.
They're all scrubs, man. They're gonna be scrubs until they change their ways, innit?
Listen, the reality who you talking about in particular? Who are you talking about in particular?
Who, me?
Pav. Yeah, you, Pav. Who are you talking about in particular?
If your name's not Mazarawi and if your name's not Delit, yeah, right now you're all scrubs.
I said this from the beginning.
I've never rated Ahmad anyway. How many times have I got to tell you people? I don't think he's good enough. He might be a good rotational player.
Exactly, yeah, true. I hear that.
I've said it before, I want the best at my club. I don't want just an Ahmad, an average. He's an average player to me.
You know what?
So what about Garnacho then?
Right now, what Garnacho is doing now is not good enough. I rate Garnacho. I like him. But right now, what he's doing, it's not good enough. And he lets people get into his head too easily. Yeah?
So, wow.
Just because we got a new manager. Don't think we're taking our foot off their throat, bro. New players are scrubs.
All right. I have a question for Pav, yeah? So if you rate Garnacho, isn't there enough to rate Ahmad the same way you rate Garnacho based off the performances on the pitch?
I see a bit more technical ability with Garnacho. I see something that can grow into a decent player with that kid. But I think with the right coaching, I think he could become something. But right now, he's not showing it. He's too erratic on the pitch sometimes. And Ahmad, he just doesn't show enough. Like yesterday, when who did he pass that ball to? Rashford. Was it Rashford who he passed the ball to and he just missed? I wish Ahmad just took the shot himself. He was in a good position.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is...
But I've always said we need better wingers, to compete in this team. Stop relying on 2 or 3 people all the time, Go get me Nico Williams, from Spain. Get me these kind of caliber of players, and make these people compete for their positions. The only way they're gonna get better is when you've got someone there who's willing to put more effort than what you lot are doing now.
And you know what? You know what's a good example of that? Imagine we get Tyler Dibbling, I think he benches Ahmad, by the way.
Oh, not you as well.
I'm not calling Tom.
No, he's doing the Mark Ed special, bro. Mark Ed said the same thing yesterday, Josh.
Of all the players,
you're bugging, bro.
I'm just talking
Ahmad wasn't rubbish yesterday. He done okay, but what Mark did yesterday, that was criminal. He shouldn't have done that.
It's all about
Josh just said the same thing, bro.
No, Josh, he wasn't bad yesterday, Ahmad. He was better than Rashford and he was better than Garnacho for what he done in the period of time he come on the pitch.
I actually rate Ahmad compared to Garnacho. I think Garnacho should have passed the ball to Hojlund instead of curving the ball as well. He should have made that final pass. Well, Hojlund was on a hat-trick, by the way. So that's something I think about Garnacho that he has to change, because you know what the thing is, like the passes and everything can be coached, but I feel like the guy lacks a little bit IQ. Like he doesn't know or doesn't put his head up to make the final pass. Garnacho.
You mean Garnacho? Yeah, I agree with that. Right now, his decision making is all over the place at times.
His decision making is really low. Like it's low IQ, to be honest. So that's something that can be coached, right? But if he's greedy, that can't be coached. So that might just be a problem. But I think Ahmad has that. I think the only thing Ahmad lacks, by the way, is that arrogance of a winger. You know what I mean? Like he's a bit too friendly. If that's my
agree.
opinion. Like
Like Pep said, he should have took the shot. He should have been selfish and took the shot that time instead of passing it to Rashford.
This,
That's what he.
this is the issues with these players, Joe. Yeah, when you need to take the shot, you don't take it, but when you need to make the pass, you don't make the pass. That's what's wrong with these idiots in this team.
But I just think we're being too harsh on Ahmad, guys. Like, there's no way.
It's not
Pav, you
about,
can
bro.
say that.
He's
You
nearly
cannot-
25. Stop treating
bro,
him
let
like a
me-
kid.
Bro,
No,
he's
but
22.
playing well, bro.
Whoa! Don't.
That's
not
that,
my
yeah,
Cristiano
Pav,
Romano
you almost
right
done the
there.
market special,
You
bro.
almost done the market.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Oh
how
yeah, my bad. He's
Market-
22. My bad. I'll take that
Exactly.
one. I'll take that one. It might have been Antony that I was thinking of in it, but yeah, cool. He's
Yeah.
22.
So-
But still, he's 22, man. He needs to do better
But-
now, Josie.
He's still young.
No. You don't just change the narrative like that. You don't just do that.
Exactly.
You don't do that. First of all, I believe.
And
believe,
also, Uncle, just a
One
quick
at
one,
a time,
just to add.
please.
Hey,
Yeah,
let
and
Kanye
also-
go.
Yeah, and also just what you did right there, minus the age thing. You want to rate Nico Williams, who you don't really watch, who's not doing so good in his league, and try to bash Ahmad, bro. That
Actually,
doesn't make
I
sense.
watched the
Make
Euros,
it
mate.
make
I watched the
sense.
Euros. I saw enough what I saw from that guy in the Euros, yeah.
But we're talking about now. He's not performing
Williams
as
is
he did. You know how many players have performed in the Euros, bro? That are not.
But
performing now.
we see these things a lot. Players perform in World Cup in international competitions, but in their league they are different. It's not as
different.
simple as I watch the Euros.
Yeah.
But again, my point is that I want to bring in other wingers into this club here, so there's competition. I don't want to keep relying on and keep talking about people like Garnacho, Ahmad, scrubs like Antony, who don't
Yeah,
belong in
but
this
you
club
need to
anyway.
understand. You need to understand
And if
Amorim's
we're playing a
system.
3-4-3,
Amorim doesn't always work.
We need more wingers.
But Amorim doesn't always work with wingers, and that's what I'm trying to. You need to understand Amorim's system. In those two tens, he uses one winger and one proper 10. Now, what happened yesterday was when in the first half, Malacia was the one keeping the width that side, and Garnacho was going in. But because Malacia wasn't doing so much with the ball, in the second half, what did he do? He brought in Dalot. He knew that Dalot wasn't going to hold width. So what happened? Dalot was now the one going inside, and Garnacho was holding the width. So the system is dynamic and it changes. You understand? So it doesn't have to be a proper winger. He can bring in a 10, and then the fullback holds the width, depending on the time in the game and what he wants to play. So we need to also understand that.
So, Uncle, I have a question for you, Uncle.
Greenwood into a conversation.
That's the Mark N special. But Uncle, I have a question for you. Do you think that Rashford could play the position Garnacho was occupying yesterday?
Oh no, I don't think Rashford can play anywhere in this team.
So you don't think he could be that winger that plays in the 10 but then goes wide? Because that's the only way I could see him fit in the system potentially.
So here's the thing. I feel like Garnacho is going through a confidence phase where he's lacking confidence. Because there was that chance that he missed. I think the last chance he missed, he could have made it very simple. He could have just tapped the ball. For some reason, he felt like bending it would be a better option, and he tried to.
Do you mean the one where you took the touch and then exactly?
Yeah, he took the touch, he settled in, and he did that. You understand? Now,
yeah.
We've also seen Rashford miss chances, so it's not like it's unique to Garnacho. The difference is Garnacho is by far a better presser of the ball than Rashford. We saw how the pressing dropped the moment Rashford came in the second half.
Definitely.
And because Garnacho was no longer inverting to support the press, Dalot was doing that. Our press literally just dropped back. You understand? So it's not just the attacking play, it's also the defensive play. And I don't think Rashford can give us that defensive contribution in that 10, the way Mount and Garnacho did it in the first half.
I hear it.
And also this whole notion of trying to fit in players. If you are failing to just produce the bare minimum, I think it's time to move on. Players like Rashford, we try him in the 10, try him in the forward. Now we can't play in the wing back. Like, how long are we going to be doing that?
Exactly.
Can we agree? Yeah, can we all agree that the left side right now is way worse than the right side?
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
that's because of Ahmad, right? The player you don't rate. Because he's the one
No,
bringing
but
Not
I'm talking
necessarily.
the right side.
because Mazarawi's more on the right side. Yeah,
Yeah.
putting Delo on the left side, it doesn't help us. It's not been helping us. Like he needs to be moved back to the right side. And if we can in January, we have to bring someone in. Have to.
Malacia, dude. Hold on. Did Malacia play that bad for everybody yesterday? I know he made some howler
He,
passes.
he look. He doesn't look. He didn't look as quick.
He
He
wasn't
looked
bad,
a
but
bit. He was
He
getting
looks
beat
like
on the
he
face.
hasn't played football for 2 years.
No, but
Again,
here's
And
the
that's
thing.
what I
If it's
think
me,
it
yeah,
is.
Joe, but
if it's
Joe,
me, I'm loaning Malacia out for a year. And
No,
I'm
I wouldn't do
loaning him
that.
out.
I wouldn't do
do
that.
that. Yeah,
I
Same, I
wouldn't do
wouldn't.
that.
Because there's
But
no
Now,
point
here is the
selling him.
thing.
We only paid like 14 mil for him. Loan him out for a year and go get something better on the left and let him come back the year after, see what he does.
No,
Why not? Why
I
not?
wouldn't
Why
do
not
that.
keep him? Go on, go on. What would you
So
do?
here
Uncle?
is
Go
the
on.
thing. Here is what I think. You see
After,
that goal
hold on.
that
One second.
was considered.
Uncle, I want to hear from Noah. Yeah. Go on.
Okay.
Listen, guys. In my opinion, listen, I agree.
Okay.
Listen,
Never mind. I said after Uncle, but never mind.
Go on, young Mega.
Listen, guys. Listen. Yesterday, this performance on the first half, listen, we were leading 1-0 until you know what happened, because our midfield is the biggest situation that we're having this conversation. Even our wing backs, like Malacia, bro, I think this time he needs to leave, in my opinion. Regardless, this guy, because he came back from an injury, okay? Because I don't know what is going on, but for me, listen, time is up. Because you know this is a test from Ruben Amorim. Because he knows that Malacia is not good enough for this team that we're having right now. Because listen, as long as that, we need to get rid of some of the players that we don't like. Listen, I agree. Rashford, he needs to leave because that embarrassing that he missed.
There goes the
How have you just said
with
3
United
listens in
fans,
the
bro.
space of 10
That is the
seconds?
problem with United fans.
Okay, listen. Okay, you
You said listen 3 times in like 10 seconds.
No. People, listen to young Mega. Listen to him, man. Listen, man.
I'm just giving my opinion, guys. I'm just giving my opinion, okay?
Now, listen
Noah, why
to
are you
his
here?
opinion,
Yeah,
guys.
hold up,
Tell him.
Noah. Why are you here? Yeah, do you want to address what happened in your last club stream? Like you had a meltdown, and we haven't seen you since.
Bro, listen.
No, let's
I don't want to talk about this conversation.
Young Mega,
man, listen, man, let him
this
talk.
game, okay?
All right, listen, I'm listening.
Listen, things has to change. Listen, on Sunday, I hope we better beat against Everton. Then next week on Wednesday against Arsenal, okay? Regardless, this team, it needs to be improvement. Otherwise, rebuild a new one. This is what I'm gonna say. Because at least, listen, Garnacho, he needs to be on the bench. I'm tired of this guy missing these opportunities that we had yesterday. I'm tired of him. The same
He also
like
scored, by the way.
Yeah, what? He was poor. Listen, he missed 3 chances.
I know, but he also scored. You haven't mentioned that he scored, though.
Listen, he
It was
scored,
even going
but
to be a
He
penalty.
got
should
the
have
chances,
improved
right, from working
those
hard.
chances.
Yeah, enough now. Enough. Yeah, go on. Someone reply now. I can't take
Yeah,
it.
let me reply now, bro, because I feel I have a
Go
different opinion.
on, Monk. Go on, Monk.
Because that's just a nonsense. This Garnacho, this player that, listen, I understand, real men, and
Yeah, you as well.
the other day I bring
Not
up
you,
Ahmad, bro. Everybody on this sentimentality train, like, they love a certain player and they're promoting like he's God. Brother, Amorim just come, whoever he start, whoever he play over the next 10, 15 games, bro, we will see who's the cream of the crop eventually, bro. Right? Garnacho, in my opinion, bro, people can criticize the fact that he missing some chances and whatnot, but the fact that he getting into those chances is a lot more than a lot of players doing, bro. And he do it week in, week out. You understand?
Hold on, let me ask this. Hold on 1 second. So right now, do you think who's in better form right now for you then? Ahmad or Garnacho?
Better form than Garnacho. I mean, okay, on average, over the last couple games, I would say between Ahmad and Garnacho, the
Bro,
only
it's a quick
person have
question.
better form than one out of the two of them is Mazarawi.
What?
Look at
You're
him.
about Mazraoui, fam.
You know what you're doing. No, wait, you know
How
what
did
you're doing,
Mazraoui?
bro.
How what?
You know what you're doing, bro.
Somehow
Fabrication crack,
find a
bro.
way
You
to
know
just
what he's on, man.
Fabrication crack.
No. What did I say? What did I? No, did anybody understood the question I just asked? Am I going
Yeah.
crazy
Yeah,
now?
we get it.
Every
Agendas,
time he
bro.
comes to the UK, the level of crackness, bro, in him, it elevates.
I don't know what
Joe,
medicine is over there in Manchester, bro.
Joe, I just wanted to get back to your point. I think it wasn't really addressed fully based on Malacia, right? You asked about his performance, you know. I think we need to give grace to this kid. He's been away for almost 18 months and he had to undergo 2 different surgeries. So to come back and just like I don't think that was a bad performance for somebody that hasn't played at that level. You know, I think he did well to just, you know, reintegrate himself back into the team. He just needs more minutes, like just to slowly bring him back, maybe 15 last minute, let him play 60 minutes. I think he'll be good. He's a good backup player to have, you know.
Yeah.
So
I think we should
I
keep
don't
him.
think we should be we should keep him. A loan deal for his age, because Malacia also is not that young. So it's either we're selling, no loan, or we keep him for as a backup player until we see that what are we going to do with him towards the end of the season. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
think
correct.
rushing to
All,
judge him now would
all,
be a little bit too harsh.
all we can say,
so what
yeah,
I
we
think
can't have Malacia and Luke Shaw as the left back options. One of them has to go somewhere, or
Luke Shaw though.
one of them's got to give
no,
up their
Luke
position.
Shaw is not going
And
to play wing back. Luke Shaw is
no, but yeah, that's
obviously
what I'm
not
trying to say.
going
I
to.
really don't want to see Luke Shaw at left back or left wing back, whatever you want to call it nowadays. I do
No.
not want to see him there. If they want to demote him into a rotational centre back, cool, that's fine with me. But
I
we
think
need
that's
No,
to
what
Luke
will
go
Shaw will
out and
happen.
never
get a
play
left
there.
wing back in January.
It will never. I was going to say
I
talk
do
about
think.
Malacia.
The
Go
fact
ahead.
that they were looking at players like Kirkez or even bringing back Alvaro Fernandez, it shows they don't want to use Luke Shaw as long term there. They'll probably use him as a left
I
Yes.
centre
don't
back.
I don't think
So
Alvaro Fernandez is an option if we're keeping Malacia as well, because you have to have like someone experienced in that position. Like
No, but then here is also
I'm
another
moving.
thing.
You have to go all out for Davies, bro. That's
I'll
But
what I'm
Davies
here
thinking.
is also
Davies.
another thing. So here is also another thing. I think except for teams that use centre backs in their fullback positions. I think these days we see a lot of teams rather than going out to buy experienced fullbacks, they bring up the young players. I don't think we should this craze about. I'm not against it, but I think this craze about we need to bring in an experience. We can see Man City bringing in young players in their fullback position. Liverpool are already doing it. You see, a lot of clubs are looking for young players that they can groom into the type of fullbacks that they want. Why are we the only ones having to look for experienced fullbacks in those positions and pay premium for those players? You understand? We can groom players if Alvaro Fernandez has the potential,
Groom.
and we can. Yeah, in football, there's grooming in football, not the other type of grooming.
Well, let's go
But
to let's move on.
if you can train, if you can train the player in that position, a young player with potential, then I don't think we need to be looking for experienced players. Also, for the
and just to
Malasia stuff yesterday, just so that we will wrap up for that. For the Malasia this thing yesterday, I think players can be beaten for pace. It might not necessarily be a thing that Malasia was slow. Sometimes players are faster than other players. We've always heard Man City, the Kyle Walker, this cheats because he's fast. And now that Kyle Walker has lost a couple of yards of pace, or when he comes up against wingers that are faster than him, we see people get beaten for pace, especially over distance. So it's not necessarily a fact that Malasia was slow, but maybe it is, or maybe he's still getting. But the attacker might have just been faster than him. With that being said, I love the attacking positions Malaysia was getting into, and I think it should not be overlooked. The fact that somehow he could hold the width enough to create space for him. The only problem I had was he wasn't crossing. He wasn't looking for those crosses and I mentioned yesterday in the United View, I said, if it was Robertson or Trent that was in those positions, we would have seen pinpoint crosses, But I think because he's trying to get back to full fitness, he doesn't trust his crosses and all that. With time, Because I mean, I think he had 4 goals and I think 10 assists or something in Feyenoord, and he was always overlapping. So he has those attacking potentials, and he can put crosses when he gets back to full form. So I'm going to watch Malaysia to the end of the seaon. I'm not going to send him out on loan and see
To add
if
to
he
your point,
improves.
Uncle, he remember he made one cross in the first half, and I couldn't believe what I saw. I was like, wow, a cross from the left hand side from a left footer. But then he
Exactly.
stopped it.
I'm not. When I
Exactly.
mentioned about the loan, I didn't mention in January. I said next year in September, right, or whatever in the summer. Yeah, if we're getting more people in that area, then maybe Malacia might need a year and go do his thing elsewhere. But that
Oh, I hear that.
again, that just depends on who we get in the summer.
But
But
Pav,
we
that
can't
is that.
afford to let him go now. Not obviously now
Yeah.
when
You
we
know the
don't
thing.
really have anyone else.
We would
Pav,
need cover.
Pav,
We would need cover. So I'll keep
yeah.
it.
You know what?
Why can't
The thing is
he play?
based on
Go on.
the thing is based on what Uncle is also trying to say, right? Like, I get the whole having a younger fullback and grooming him, etc., etc. But what I feel like we need to do on this left side is add experience, something that will strengthen our left side compared to what like Pav was trying to say earlier. The right side is better. That's because you look at the right side; it has somewhat experience. If the attacker doesn't, then Mazraoui does. But our left side, it is kind of actually weak. If we go with the proper back three and Mazraoui takes the right wing back position, I feel like if Amorim wants to be successful, at least like even this or next season, he's going to have to find somebody who can play ahead of Garnacho, because I don't think he can risk Garnacho's IQ and gamble off whether he passes the ball or crosses the ball first time into the box. He might as well get somebody who can play left wing properly and take that whole attacking thing forward. And if we do have a young fullback at United, we're gonna have to like have that winger provide a lot of defensive cover for that fullback as well. Because I'm not sure if Garnacho does it properly or consistently. That is my opinion of him. So in the process of grooming Garnacho, do you think you guys can gamble the left wing position? I don't think so, and I don't think Amorim will gamble it as well. So I feel like if anybody who needs to be brought in, it has to be for that left wing position. So we
But
need to add experience.
so
We need to add experience there.
are we saying that the left wing position, once all our center backs are back, because we have a lot of center backs, talking about Lenioro, Delict, and Martinez, plus Lindelof and Maguire, Evans.
Maguire, Evans, and Lindelof will probably be gone in the summer.
Yeah, but
Before the season, we have them in it.
Yeah, we have them. That's what I'm talking about now. So are we saying that Mazraoui is going to be on the right wing back? Where does he fall? Because he's a fullback, so he can play in those positions. So when we have all the fit center backs, where are we going to put Mazraoui? On the left or right? Because I don't see Dalot outperforming Mazraoui on the left side.
He can probably do both, but right he'll be more effective. But then again, if say for instance the left ain't doing nothing and we're consistently expose that side, then he can fit on the left, and then you've got your Ahmad need to access on that right.
Yeah,
I think I would rather Mazraoui remains on the right.
But I got to jump here, but I'll talk to you later in a bit.
bro.
Yeah. I think
Hmm.
Mazraoui should remain on the right, and why I think that is because on the right hand side we see Mazraoui can hold the width and he can bring the ball into the midfield if the need if and when the need arises. And that is one thing about Mazraoui's technical play. Because he can do those things, it's easy for him to, hold the ball better. Now, with the left side, if we are saying that we are worried about the defensive part of the left side, I think what Amorim did was he just told Lisandro, don't run into the midfield as you did. Stay back and cover for your left wing back. So we can have the right center back that's in Mazraoui's side go forward a bit more, because Mazraoui can always come back to defend. He has both defensive and attacking capabilities. And then we have the other left center back in Malacia's position cover for him. That's why they have a back three. so that one person can cover while the other person can move on. So rather than Lisandro doing it on his side, we have the right centre back do it on his side.
And you know what? Just to echo that a little bit more, what I've noticed, or what I think Amorim is trying to do as well, he wants the wingers and the fullbacks. He doesn't want to like invert their footing, if that makes any sense.
Not to cut you short, Josh,
Like,
but hey guys, hit the like button. Come on, guys, let's go. Let's run them likes up.
Yeah, because I feel like Amorim wants to play a right-footed right wing back and a right-footed winger as well. So I think he will do that with the left back situation, obviously, and the left winger as well. I think that's what Amorim will do. So I don't.
Also, my 25 coins on Hojlund is looking pretty fantastic. You know.
Yeah, once he had somebody that's feeding him the balls, because that's what we were complaining about when he was not getting any service, if you remember, Uncle. Because now the way it's looking, I think Amorim is instructing them like, make sure you are feeding this guy, feed him closer to the goal. He's a finisher.
He's a finisher.
I can't lie. That first goal sensational. I can't lie.
See, really good technique on that finish. Really good technique.
Yeah.
But to add to that point is we have to also consider the caliber of opponent that we played yesterday. Bodo Glimt, you won't get that level of performance against a Premier League team. So I'm curious to see how Hojlund will be against Everton this weekend, because it will be a much more tougher test physically. Because he won't be able to get the spacing behind as he would have against Bodo as much, I would say. But it'll be interesting to see.
You're
Bro,
right.
Everton gonna be the same shit at different day.
They're better defensively than Bodo, though, I would say.
They're better. And unlike what Bodo did once and they stopped. If any Premier League team smells a defensive weakness, they will exploit it. If Malacia and Lisandro are going to continue together in future, they have to figure out that side of the defense. Because you see that one run that they made, a Premier League team will make that run over and over and over again. And on that side, if they smell a weakness. So if Malacia is going to be that moving forward.
To add to your point, Uncle, do you remember a similar thing happened in the Ipswich game when Evans didn't close his man in time and Hutchinson had a lot of space to score his goal? That clearly seems to be like a communication issue on the left-hand side. So I don't know. That's something Amorim will have to work on.
Was doing rubbish and not tracking back, bro. Ericsson was to pick up the man. We see it 4 times in the game before the goal happened. Ericsson wasn't tracking the midfielder right. He was letting the man run on in space. Omari Hutchinson noticed it, and you exploit it. It's not the defense. It was Ericsson. It was the fault for that goal.
But then you could also argue that Evans should have closed his man down quicker as well.
Because Evans was marking someone else. That's why I was saying that is Ericsson's fault.
Yeah, but in Amorim's style, he likes his centre backs to close in on the gap that is left by the midfielder.
Bro, you cannot blame the centre back because the
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying it's a critique.
It's a critique, but it kind of don't make sense because one player had to be at fault for something somehow. And it's more Ericsson than anybody else.
Whoa.
But Mark,
in that situation, wait, Kenny, wait a second. I do also want to hear from Peter because I've not heard his voice since he's come in here.
Go on, Peter.
Come on, bro. I'm working, so that's why.
Oh, you're working. So are you working or you on the show?
I'm from home, working from home, but I can speak.
Hey, who is it then?
Right. Let me ask you this question, Peter. Who do you think is going to survive in this system, under Amorim, from what you've seen so far? Is there anybody that you think needs to be dropped immediately and somebody that you don't want to see play anymore?
I think the only ones that will survive are the back 3 with Onana. I think Maguire actually will survive in this one because he plays his best football in the back 3 with England. Maybe not in the starting 11.
We've not even seen Maguire yet.
No, but to rotate with De Ligt, I could see it.
Yeah. To rotate.
Yeah, I can see it. And for this season, I could definitely see it.
For this season, yes, but moving forward, not really.
Yeah, no.
I agree. Yeah.
I think Ahmad, but I don't want him at the right wing back. I want to see what he can do in the tens. You know, he's technically the best player I think we have. With Bruno, maybe he's better than Bruno technically. I think
That
he
is
will
People,
thrive.
wild.
some
That
some
is
people don't
wild.
think that. See, I knew that was coming.
That is
Some people
wild.
here don't
Maybe
rate
I
Ahmad.
said
That's not
maybe.
a hot
Nowhere
take.
near.
Feel me?
Nowhere near, bro.
It's not bad, but
Can I ask a question though?
Go on.
Like, where is the assumption of Ahmad playing a 10 coming from? I know the fan base wants to see him, but do we think Amorim rates him as a 10?
Speak on it.
if Garnacho could play there,
If Garnacho.
why can't he play
Yeah.
there? You mad?
Because
And
I know
also,
he can play there. But
so
what I'm saying
Ah,
also,
is
bro.
Amorim
also
probably prefers him.
explain you,
No, let's
to,
keep up to.
Kanye, let him
I'm not
finish.
saying nothing.
Go on,
I just
Josh.
wanted to answer him because he asked.
I feel
Let him finish.
like Amorim prefers him as a right wing back. He even said Ahmad needs to do better in the box, right? Remember the quote that came out after the Ipswich game? I feel like he wants to utilize his skills a lot more at the right wing back. And this, mind you, will cause a lot of debate, by the way, if Amorim does not play him as a 10. But I don't even think Amorim rates him as a 10 like that, the way we're assuming him.
I doubt that, bro. You only
He has
use him
to.
as a right
I
wing back
agree.
because he didn't have
Can I
options.
I actually
answer?
agree there.
He
Can I
has to
answer?
play to see if he can create.
And wrap up. I want to hear from you as well, fam. I haven't heard nothing about you in a while. What you saying?
Like I told you before, like I said, yeah, 70% of this squad needs to go. Let's be real about it. 70%.
So what do you
Some of them are
disagree
gonna
with
go
him saying
anyway.
that?
Say that again.
No, I was like, do you disagree with him saying that Ahmad's one of the best technical players we had? Because Peter came in and said Ahmad's one of the best technical players we had, and Mark and Josh had cut that down straight away.
Who? Ahmad.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that. I don't even see that as a hot take. Ahmad is one of the best technical players in the team. I don't see that as a hot take.
And he should play at 10. I think he should
Why
play in the
should he
10.
play at 10? Why should he play at 10?
Because he's one of the best technical players that we have.
Has he
fam.
ever
That's what I
played
just
at the
said.
10 in the Premier League level? Has he ever played at 10
Okay,
in
let me
Premier
ask
League
you this.
level?
Let me tell you this.
Has
Let me
he
tell
ever
you this.
played
Yeah?
as a wing back?
Bro, he's a winger. Hold on, one second. He's a winger, right?
Mhm.
We call him a winger, right? And is Garnacho playing in that 10? And he's a winger, right? So why can't he do the same thing he's doing to a better level? Because he's more technical than he is.
One is getting more
Why
output.
would you not think that?
One has more output, one does not. Just let's leave it at
Jay
that.
doesn't master
But-
Bro, listen to me, brother. We need to win games. If you're not scoring or assisting,
gonna
we can't
check
win
GA.
games, bro. The end.
Why
All
did he
right.
score 3 goals
But
yesterday? He missed
to
3
answer the
chances.
question where Ahmad is more suitable for the 10, here's my answer. Ahmad plays in the wing, but his style of play, he always cuts in and gets more dangerous when he's in that position of a 10, inside 10. So why not start him already in a position where he's dangerous at? Ahmad has scored more goals at Sunderland around that area. More goals
That
than
was
even
what I was
Garnacho
going
in
to
one
say.
season. So you understand why can I finish first? Let me finish. But let me finish. Huh?
Bro.
More goals than who?
Ahmad's season at Sunderland, the output he had, I don't think Garnacho has even had that output in any team.
How much
What are you
goals he
saying?
scored? How much goals he scored at Sunderland? How much goals he scored at Sunderland, bro?
How much goals he scores? Did he score something like 18 goals and 14 assists or something like that? That's a hell of an output.
I'm not going to comment on that. I'm not going to comment. I'm not going to agree or
I asked
disagree.
him because I don't know.
Can I just say it?
I'm not
Can I
sure,
say it
but
again?
somewhere there, those numbers are close to there. We can double check it. But that was a huge output. And bear in mind, they play more games. They played more games in the championship.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
going back to my
Sunderland, by the
point,
way.
to my point about why he's the most suited 10 is because he's more dangerous in that area. When he takes the ball in the flanks, he always cuts in to reach in that area where in the 10 position to whip a shot in or try to lay it off to the striker or play a 1-2 with the striker. That's his game plan, his gameplay, and he's very good at it. So why not start him at? Why not start him?
Can he say 18 and 14, bro? It's 13 and 3, buddy. Wow.
I said do double check, but the numbers are close. Don't just read the comments.
He said
Verify
18
your
and
stuff.
14, brother.
They're not close, but I get your point, but they're far from close, bro.
Let me say this.
Go
right.
on.
The thing is, I rate Ahmad, right? I think he is a technical player. So tell me this though, right? And this is why I feel like Amorim doesn't want to use him in the 10. Why did he invert Delo instead of inverting Ahmad when he knew the right side is more technically gifted? You have Mazraoui on the right, you have Ahmad on the right. Unless Mazraoui was benched, I'm not sure. I'm missing the point. But my whole thing is,
answer.
It's very simple.
He inverted Dalot because it was a necessity.
Exactly.
Dalot could not. Dalot could not hold the.
Isn't that true?
Yeah, Dalot cannot hold the width. So in that left, because Dalot doesn't have a left leg in terms of football. So he cannot hold the width and whip from the left. So it was a necessity that he inverted Dalot. That's it.
That is mad.
Thank you, Uncle.
But that's exactly what happened, Mark. You can't deny it.
That is what happened.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. Garnacho would go wide, Dalot would invert and go into the 10. That's exactly what happened.
Okay, look. Based on that, obviously we can't assumptions after 2 games, right? We know we can see what Amorim's trying to do. So he's trying to use 2 10s. So that's my point. I don't think he sees Ahmad as a 10. I think he wants to use him better as a right wing back. I think, but I don't know.
But I also don't think we can judge from 2 games.
That's what I was about to say.
And I think it's very, very important.
You know what's a better talking point? Who do you think makes the double pivot? I don't think Bruno lasts very long in this system, by the way.
I think that is where Bruno is actually going to play in this system.
Because where's Kobe Manu going to play?
I think he's going to stay in the middle, fam. I think Kobe Manu might even be used
rotation
for him. Yeah, it's going to be
rotation, man.
Yes.
Bruno is not
a squad. We need to utilize the whole squad. Gone are the days when people were ignored and just being played for by favoritism. Gone are those days. We're going to see a lot of rotation. If you're not playing well,
for favoritism in football will always exist, bro. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. As I imagine.
Bro, I'm talking facts, bro. Like, I'm talking about a squad that's being managed properly based on performance. And that's what we've seen. That's what at least we know about our new coach.
We haven't seen that really yet, bro. He's still rotating. He hasn't determined our final starting 11.
But you can also say, Mark, that even when he was at Sporting, he would rotate his squad a lot. He would give a lot of games. No. Hear me out. No. You stop, big man. Let me. No. I'm not listening to you, big man. The reason why I will tell you why, big man. I will tell you why. Stop yapping. I will tell you why. I was about to tell you why. How about you listen, and I will tell you. I'm talking about. Bro, it's very. So you could tell clearly from the 2 games under the Amorim's had at United and from his time at Sporting, he uses his squad to the fullest. Players are rotated on a regular basis, and even the first 2 games we've seen under Amorim, he makes subs 55 minutes, 60 minutes. You've seen players that haven't played in a long time get the opportunity to play in positions, and he will maximize the squad to the maximum. That's what I've clearly seen. And he's also implemented an idea that I waited for years for the previous manager to implement. Clear as day, it's there. What? How is it imaginary? It's facts.
Okay, let us hear Mike.
Go on, Mark. I'll hear it. I'll hear you.
Let me finish something, bro. First of all, this is not Sporting. And of course, what he did in Sporting is what his history is. Cool. Calm down on that. That is not what we're talking about here. He's only had, 3 games at United, bro, so far, or 2 games, right? So, and a few training sessions. We don't have a permanent starting 11 yet. We don't know who is his best 11 yet. So, therefore, we cannot make that statement yet. Because his rotation for the squad is purely to train the squad up to play in the style he want, right? To play the identity he want to play his way of football. Until that squad learn that way and we see a consistent starting 11, bro, you cannot determine that he rotating every whole squad because this is what he do at Sporting, bro. Because technically he's doing it for a reason. He's not doing it for the same reason you're talking about. And that's what I try to say.
Let me just tell you something.
One. I'm not gonna take long answer.
Yeah.
Listen, the same coach. Let's now not have imaginary conversations like the comment just now. Listen, now let's look at what the coach himself said.
What an idiot.
Yeah, you the idiot who's not listening and
come on, let's not sleep.
Candy, focus.
Yeah, so
Candy, focus.
Yeah, little yo-yo. Amorim said when he was asked, like, how are you going to play? Are you going to try to follow your style of play as you did, or you're going to first look at the players so that you can suit them to the system. He said himself, I'm going to stay true to my system so that people can start getting it from the jump. We can do bad now, but in the long run, we'll achieve. So his system means his formation, first of all, and his philosophy of what? Squad rotation. This comes from the manager himself. So why are we saying that we don't know what, when he already told us what he's going to do? He's going to do exactly what he used to do.
Yo, do the Lord's work now. Bring up the video where Amorim say why he rotating the players in the way he rotating them now, bro. So people can understand the reality and not talk what they
Also, Mark N. So when you are looking at football managers, a football manager's philosophy is very important. And we are clearly told from the guys at We Talk Ajax, the Ajax and this other guy, they told us Ten Hag is a very stubborn manager. If he believes in a player, no matter what you do, he will not drop that player. He will play that player until he comes into form. Ten Hag can believe in something and he will be stubborn enough to stick by it. And did we not see it here? A lot of things they told us about Ten Hag's stubbornness and insistence on doing things his way, whether people understand it or not. We saw it in Man United. A lot of things they told us about Ten Hag. Was Man United the same club that Ajax was? No, but he still carried his philosophy into Man United, even though Man United was a dysfunctional team.
So what Amorim
So
doing?
when a manager has a philosophy, more often than not, we know Jose Mourinho's philosophy. Regardless of the football club he goes into, he will carry that philosophy. Guardiola has his philosophy. Carlo Ancelotti has always been known for being the opposite of Guardiola. He will allow his attackers to do whatever they want to do. You know, he's more, you guys do your thing. He has been doing that all his life. So when a manager has a philosophy, more often than not, they stick to their philosophy regardless of clubs, especially if that philosophy has always brought them success. So if we have seen Amorim be a rotational coach when he was in Sporting, at least based on history, and until he does anything different, we have to go off what he has been doing historically, which is rotating players. So you go with the facts until you're proved differently. That is how things work, observations work. It's very simple.
You see, any problem, right? Here's my problem there. We was not discussing his philosophy from Sporting. We're discussing what he applying to United in this current moment. His philosophy from Sporting is the same thing, bro.
But in United in this current moment, is he not rotating?
Let me finish now, bro.
Is he still not rotating? He's rotating.
Uncle, let him finish, Uncle.
Because I'm not arguing that Amorim philosophy is always about rotation. What I am telling you guys right now is the conflation that we are seeing the same exact thing as Sporting, and we are seeing the same thing here now. Is not exactly the same thing. It's a conflation. Because that Sporting team was developed into a situation where he had key starters, and then he had players to rotate with those starters to keep his team performing well. Currently at Man United, we don't have a key starting lineup yet. So therefore, it's still a work in progress. The rotation currently now is to help the players learn the system, right? Also to get better out of them and to see what players could do in the different positions they will be tried at and these things. Now, currently, we would like the rotation and we would like all of these things, but we still have to see one thing. The players play his system the way he wants it, perform well, consistently, and win games. And this is why we can't say yet that's what you're saying. You know what I mean? It's
just a couple of questions, Mike.
He's a more rotational manager than Ten Hag. That's understood. I'm not talking about Ten Hag.
Just a couple of questions for you. What was Ten Hag's first? When was Ten Hag's first season at Sporting?
Ten Hag at Sporting.
What?
His first season.
Ten Hag.
Uncle,
you said Ten Hag.
You're saying.
You mean
I'm sorry, Amorim. What is Amorim? What was Amorim's first season at Sporting?
I'm not sure what you mean. What was his first season?
And what year was his first season?
So do you know?
No, I'm asking because
I don't know if
Marken seems to be talking like he followed Amorim first season at Sporting, so he knew exactly how Amorim developed this Sporting squad.
Bro. Why are you trying
But
to
no,
put that
you were trying to extrapolate
that is not
ideas.
what I'm trying to say at all. That is nothing I'm trying to say.
My point is, you don't know how Amorim builds a squad because you didn't see him do it at Sporting.
Mark,
that's
it's very
the point
simple.
I'm trying
what
to make.
Anko is asking you is that where's your reference towards your comment?
Exactly.
Period.
I gave you my references for why I said what I said about his rotation. But I'm asking you for your references.
Can play the video what Amorim say why he doing the
I'm asking you for your references, Mark N. Did you see his first season at Sporting?
My reference is what Amorim said himself. That's what my reference is coming from, bro. What Amorim said himself about Man United. Nothing else. That's where my reference comes from.
And what did you say he said?
Bro, we don't need to go through that. You could do the Lord. Play the video.
No. If you're so sure, tell us what he said.
Bro, I just said it twice. I don't understand. You're not listening.
My bad. I'm an old man. I have
He's an old man, man.
Can you repeat it one more time for me, please?
He's an elder. He's an elder.
Amorim said,
listen,
bro, the reason
you gotta listen.
Amorim said the reason why he rotating this squad currently is so that he could get the squad to train up to the way he want to play. See the players playing the different performances. Everybody could get game time. Everybody could, get rest, get training, get coached up at the same time. This is why he rotating the way he rotating now. Because he's trying to get this squad into the mold of how he wants to play football. That is why he
did he say once he gets the players into that mode, he will stop rotating? Did he say that?
That I never said as well, so don't put that word in my mouth.
So how can you assume that he will stop rotating?
That's not what I said. That have nothing.
I didn't say you said that. I did not say you said that. I said how can you assume that rotation is not going to be there even after he finds his
I never said he was going to stop the rotation. Okay.
Okay, let's just make that.
So what was this conversation about?
Clearly, you and them don't
this guy is just.
Listen well, bro. Something wrong with you, bro. Something very wrong with you, bro. That's what I had to say.
This was a whole lot of nonsense for a long time. The man said you carry on his philosophy as he did at Sporting Lisbon, right? So his philosophy, we all know that he's a person that loves to rotate players. And he says he'll carry it on. What does that mean? I will continue rotating. Period.
Well, do you know what?
I wonder how Marken just forgot. It's almost as if at some point he forgot what the conversation was about and started back. You know what? In mornings like this, I wish I was with my grandchildren because I don't understand what. I'm tired.
Well, you know what? Yeah.
Baseless arguments.
Well, you know what? This is. I guess that's why it's reckless sports in it because it goes left and nobody looks like people are not even really paying attention half the time now. from what I'm listening to in here. But look, I just want to end on this, guys, because it's been a good show. I think we should end it there anyway. Courts, did you want to say something though before I ended the show? You jumped in.
90% of what's said on these shows is absolute rubbish, but I love it.
Word to courts. I agree.
Courts with the quote of the day.
And I want to say, if you're in the comments and you come here to Reckless Breakfast for actual football insight, then I think you need to look in the mirror because that's not what this is about.
You know what? Now, I will give that a round of applause, but I will also say that not true. We had some good football insight today. It's just that our insight usually leads to chaos.
We do, but it's seasoned with absolute.
Yeah, seasoned with.
It's seasoned with stupidity.
Overall, it was a good distance until Mike N said that Amorim cannot do rotation because it's not Sporting, it's Man United. And then when we countered him on that, he then said that was not what he said. Someone literally went back and quoted you in the comments. Look at the comment section. Someone went back.
Wait. One sec. There was a comment on yesterday's live, and I missed this. It was the second one. I missed it. I watched it back this morning, and it said Marken should be demoted to the free seats. That actually made me bust out laughing.
Bro, but I never said that what Uncle saying, and the person in the comments who said that they're clearly lying, bro. You could do it back in 4K. I never said I'm not going to rotate at any point, bro.
Anyway, I'm back.
What y'all was saying is a different situation.
Like, subscribe, and
why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Sabi po kailangan.
Drop a bomb, 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 bomb.
Back with a vengeance. KG's back with an entrance. Big up to those in attendance.
Look at this.
Reds come together like Tetris. No rules, this one's reckless. KG, this one's crazy.
You're too lucky this.
None can compare with the KG done. Better take cover when he drops that.
Bomb,
Going on reckless, trust it's on. It's that time when he drops that.
Bomb, bomb. I said drop a bomb, Dad.